Hi and welcome. So let me see if you recognise this scenario. So you're in a meeting at work and you speak up and you share your perspective and the meeting finishes. And outwardly you move on with your day. But internally the mental review begins. So maybe for the next 10 or 12 hours your mind replays the conversation on an absolute loop. Why did I say it like that? Did I sound silly? What did the director think when I paused? So in this, you're holding yourself to a standard of absolute perfection and you pick apart your performance until you feel completely drained. Or maybe this happens around a decision that you have to make. Or it could be a boundary that you need to set or a strategy change in your business. So you make the choice, but instead of just moving on with it, you have to endure 3 days of grueling second guessing going on. So you go to bed and you desperately want to fall asleep, but your mind is racing and you're running through all of the catastrophic consequences of the choice that you made. So if you are exhausted from replaying everything that you say and you do, then this video is for you. We're going to look at the mechanical reason that your mind does this and how to interrupt the pattern without needing a complex strategy to remember. So when we get caught in these overthinking spirals, we usually tell ourselves a lie. So we tell ourselves, I'm just thinking it through, I'm just being responsible, I'm analysing it so I can do better next time. But if you look honestly in your direct experience, is that true? Does replaying a conversation for the 14th time at midnight usually give you any new or useful data? No. It doesn't lead to clarity. It just leads to a mental fatigue, stress, and a deeper sense of self-doubt. So most of us try to solve this by managing our thoughts. We try to force ourselves to stop thinking about it, or we try to counter negative thoughts with positive ones. But trying to fight your own thoughts is like trying to tie your hands behind your back to stop yourself moving. It takes immense effort and it makes it feel like you're struggling against yourself. But the moment that you let your guard down, that loop just starts right back up again. So to stop the cycle, you don't need to learn how to control your thoughts. You need to understand what's actually driving them from underneath the surface. So this brings us to the second letter of the SUE framework. So a quick reminder of the whole picture in case this is the first video that you've come across. So SUE is the name that I give to the conditioned, critical, overly responsible voice in your head. The one that sounds like you, but it isn't you. So she's made of thought only, and she's predictable because everything she does comes down to 3 drives that spell her name. So S is for safety, so keeping you protected from anything that feels like danger. U is for uncertainty, which is what we're covering today. And E is for exposure, so that's the fear of being seen or judged. So we covered safety in last week's video, and today is the middle letter. So, as I said, U stands for uncertainty. If there is one thing that Sue absolutely detests, it's not knowing. So your subconscious mind treats uncertainty as a literal hazard. It wants predictability, it wants control, and it wants absolute guarantees. So when you leave the meeting and you don't know 100% what everyone thought of you, there's an uncertainty gap. When you make a decision, you can't see what's going to happen in the future about that decision. So there's an uncertainty gap. So how does Sue try to fix this? By spinning the wheels of your mind, by overthinking. So she tries to predict, she tries to control, she tries to fill in the blanks, and then she invents stories to bridge that uncertainty gap. So second guessing your instincts and your desires and your decisions is Sue's primary currency, her primary way of talking to you. So the replaying isn't a problem with your intelligence or your capability, it's simply a mechanical drive of the brain trying to get over the discomfort of the unknown. So once you're able to see this clearly, really clearly, that's when the game changes. So you don't need to remember a 5-step technique when this loop starts. So instead, the next time you're lying in bed at 2 a.m. replaying a conversation, you can just look at the noise and recognise it. Oh, look at that. It's just Sue hating uncertainty again. She's just trying to fill in the blanks. And the moment that you're able to label it as just a mechanical habit of Sue, you're able to unhook from it. You stop treating it as it being your voice or treating it like a story that's gospel, that's telling you the truth. And you realise you don't have to sit there and interact with it. The thoughts might still pass through your mind, but they lose their grip. So as we get more used to spotting the voice of Sue at play, she will still be loud, she'll still be noisy, but the thoughts don't have to take over your whole day or ruin your sleep in the same way. So you can shift from constantly managing yourself internally to trusting your own clear knowing underneath the noise of Sue. So when you stop letting Sue's drive for certainty run your life, you also get an incredible gift back. You get your time, you get your energy, you get your mental bandwidth, and the freedom just to make a decision, show up as you are, and stand by it. So if you want to see exactly how Sue is operating in your specific life and find out whether uncertainty, safety, or exposure, the final letter, is your dominant mental pattern, then take my free 2-minute quiz, which is in the link below and also in the pinned comment. So grab your results, see what's going on beneath the noise, and let's start restoring some self-trust in you. And also, once you've done the quiz, keep an eye out, because I also run live masterclass around Sue, which is where I take all of this much further, much deeper, and you get to actually look at it properly with me. So make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss the final video next week, where we're going to unpack a very sneaky letter, the E for exposure. And if you've got questions, if you've got comments, I want to hear them. I want to hear your objections to this. I want to hear what's landed. I want to hear if anything's confusing. I want to hear what makes sense. So please just let me know in the comments below, and I'll look forward to connecting with you there. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Bye.